Folks, there was a story a couple days ago from the Daily Beast. Now, this was as far as I'm aware, like an unsubstantiated report. They had sources within the Ukrainian military who basically said, hey, Elon Musk seems to have shut down Starlink terminals while we were in the middle of coordinating a drone attack on the Russian Navy, which, keep in mind, the Russian Navy currently blockades the vast majority of the coast of Ukraine. Okay? So, this is actually a pretty big deal. Elon Musk was unilaterally able to stop an attack on the Russian Navy. Now, why he did this is really, really interesting, and frankly, like, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't understand why he does these things. It's just insanity, really. He seems to think he knows how to broker a peace deal with Russia, and it seems to be that he thinks that if he stops attacks on Russian assets, that Russia will listen to him and broker a ceasefire agreement with Ukraine. That seems to be what he is trying to do, which is insane and not going to work, and has already resulted in the deaths of Ukrainian civilians. Now, you see, one might ask themselves, why does the Ukrainian military want to bomb these innocent warships off their coastline? Well, it's because those warships are firing cruise missiles into their cities. And those cruise missiles explode in the cities and kill civilians. So, what Elon Musk has essentially done is, for almost no reason at all, killed at least several civilians. And by the way, if you don't want to take my word for that, you know, like, oh, you're just, oh, Jack, you're just talking in hypotheticals. Here is one of President Zelensky's, you know, the guy who runs Ukraine, one of President Zelensky's top advisors saying, sometimes a mistake is much more than just a mistake. By not allowing Ukrainian drones to destroy part of the Russian military fleet via Starlink interference, Elon Musk allowed this fleet to fire caliber missiles at Ukrainian cities. As a result, civilians, children, are being killed. This is the price of a cocktail of ignorance and big ego. However, the question still remains, why do some people so desperately want to defend war criminals and their desire to commit murder? And do they now realize that they are committing evil and encouraging evil? This is, by the way, like, absolutely insane. Elon Musk is a billionaire. He wields more power than any of us in chat can possibly imagine. Unless you are somehow a billionaire. And if you are, donate $1 million and prove it, you loser. Anyway. So, we know this. We know that what happened was Elon Musk personally ordered SpaceX engineers to switch off Starlink satellite communications for the Ukrainian military. He deliberately cut off support to them to leave them incapacitated. According to the Ukrainian government, what ended up happening was that the Ukrainian submarine drones that were packed with explosives lost connectivity, meaning they weren't able to communicate with their operators, and wound up washed ashore. But keep in mind that they're packed with explosives, and they went out of control of their operators and washed ashore, putting people's lives at risk. You know, civilian lives at risk. apparently Elon Musk thought that it was the best move. It was best to foil this attack because he believed that a strike on the Russian naval fleet would constitute, quote, a mini Pearl Harbor event, which would lead to an escalation with Russia, which is absolutely bullshit thinking on his part, because Ukraine has already been using drones to do attacks on Russian military targets. That is actually the expected thing to do when your country is being invaded. Elon Musk is indeed such a dumb bitch. Now, we have more details as of today. Here we are. Ukraine is furious with Elon Musk for thwarting an attack on Russia's navy. The tech billionaire said Thursday that he had told his engineers not to turn on the Starlink satellite network over Crimea to prevent a planned attack on the Black Sea Fleet last year. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the reason we know this at all, right? The reason we know of this event at all is because Elon Musk leaked classified Ukrainian intelligence to his fucking biographer who was writing a book about him. The reason we know about this is because the book is coming out soon and the information started getting out. I can't make this up, guys. According to excerpts published by CNN, a soon-to-be-released biography by the SpaceX CEO claims that Musk secretly ordered his engineers to turn off his Starlink satellite network over Russian-occupied Crimea last year to prevent the Ukrainian drone attack on Russia's naval fleet. Musk was worried the planned attack on the Kremlin's Black Sea Fleet, which occurred early in the war, could escalate tensions and potentially lead to nuclear conflict, according to the extract from historian Walter Isaacson's upcoming book. The claim was immediately met with criticism from Kyiv, which, by the way, Elon Musk was wrong, because both sides have been using intensive drone warfare, so this is just wild that he thought a drone attack was going to precipitate a nuclear strike. Jesus Christ. Musk responded to the report, denying that he had turned off the service, but accepting that he had chosen not to enable the attack as he did not want to become directly involved in the war. So, Elon Musk has decided to walk the delicate tightrope of saying, of course I would never turn off service, but yeah, I totally did that. You know, it's a delicate dance he has to pull off here, and he's pulled it off not at all. The Starlink regions in question were not activated. SpaceX did not deactivate anything, Musk said in response to a thread on X about the new book's claims. Take a look at that thread, by the way. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, the no bias, no echo chambers guy. Elon prevents nuclear war? Yeah, this guy doesn't have any bias whatsoever. Both sides should agree to a truce. Every day that passes, more Ukrainian and Russian youth die to gain and lose small pieces of land, with borders barely changing. This is not worth their lives. Oh, damn. Is it really not? It's not worth their lives? Wait, Elon Musk, does that mean I can invade your property and take your stuff? After all, if you defend yourself, it's not worth your life, man. It's not worth your life. Does anyone think this sounds illegal? Honestly, it should be probably prosecuted under like some sort of international criminal code, but unfortunately the US doesn't do anything to extradite international criminals, really. So also, of course, all of the Musk sycophants out there are essentially saying, oh, no one has ever considered that Ukraine and Russia should have a ceasefire. No one's ever thought of that before. as if like there aren't entire departments dedicated to diplomatic negotiation and trying to end the war every single day of the conflict. Um, like when we look at this, he, it's not. This isn't a peace proposal. You just didn't. You just stopped an attack on a whim, and then realized you'd fucked up, and people died as a result of your actions, and now you're trying to save face like a year later. This is mental. Absolutely mental. Elon Musk is Elon Musk is like the manifestation of the Habsburgianism of capitalism, okay? Like it he's not in the position he's in because he's good at anything in particular. He's not in his position because he's smart. He has no natural talent. What he got was lucky. He got born into a wealthy family and then lucked into extremely lucrative investments. And I think that he represents kind of this like how ancient aristocracy was kind of revealed to be disgusting and gross and ineffectual by the downfall of the Habsburgs. Okay, I think that Elon Musk is essentially that, but for capitalism. He's like the deformed, incestuous outcome of when capitalism just rewards random dipshits far beyond any mortal means. And he's out there literally deciding whether or not people live or die. He's out there deciding whether or not an attack will be successful in one of the largest wars in Europe in like a century. And he's out there doing it while going, I think this would be a good idea. Have you guys tried not shooting each other? And it's just like, that's basically been on the table the entire time. The entire time they've been trying to not shoot each other. That's kind of what war is all about, trying to end the war. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? It's mental, okay? There was an emergency request from government authorities to activate Starlink all the way to Sevastopol, he said in another response, referring to a key city port in Crimea that is home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet. The obvious intent being to sink most of the Russian fleet at anchor. If I had agreed to their request, then SpaceX would be explicitly complicit in a major act of war and conflict escalation. Well, yeah, that's kind of what happens when you deploy an entire satellite communications network, because the country that you're deploying it to had all of their internet infrastructure destroyed. Yeah. I'm sorry, you already did that by deploying the Starlink satellites, you dipshit. But also, it would be good if the country being invaded had been able to stop the blockade that is currently choking the exporting ability of Ukraine. Ukraine produces 15% of the world's grain supply, all on its own, and only 30% of that production can now be exported to countries that need it the most, because Russia is blockading the entire coastline of Ukraine, with the exception of like one or two corridors. And he's just out there being like, nah, but if you had sunk the ships, then you might have had an advantage in the war. You might not be blockaded right now. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That would actually be a good thing. That would actually be a good thing. According to the excerpts from the new biography, it meant that Ukrainian submarine drones packed with explosives lost connectivity as they approached the Russian ships and saw them wash ashore harmlessly. The book also delves into how Musk's decision played out, alleging Musk spoke with top U.S. officials along with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. Although drone strikes on Russian territory and Crimea have now become a near daily occurrence, it was not the case late last year. Moscow painted the peninsula, annexed from Ukraine in 2014, as a red line and threatened nuclear repercussions should it be attacked. In the early months of the war, Musk's Starlink satellite internet service became a lifeline to war-torn parts of Ukraine that lost connectivity due to heavy bombardment. But the alleged use of the technology in combat operations appears to have changed that relationship. Starlink was not meant to be involved in wars, Musk told Isaacson, according to one of the released book excerpts. It was so people can watch Netflix and chill and get online for school and do good peaceful things, not drone strikes. What did you think people in a war zone were going to do with the internet access you gave them? If not fight back against the people invading their country. Oh my god. Yeah, look, it was meant for Netflix and chill, bro. It wasn't meant for illegal activity. No, that is a direct quote. This is a direct quote from the book that he gave a biographer access to. But you mean someone would do that? Just build a satellite to use for war? That's crazy, bro. What do you mean some of the things we've shot up into space could be used for destructive purposes? It's not the first time Musk's actions have raised the ire of Ukraine and its supporters. Last October, Musk asked the U.S. government to take over funding his Starlink satellite network in the country, saying it has cost SpaceX $80 million and would exceed 100 million euros by the end of the year. But following criticism, the tech mogul backtracked and said he would continue to fund the service for free. In June, the Pentagon agreed to purchase Starlink satellite internet terminals from Musk for use in Ukraine. Musk also triggered a wave of condemnation when he suggested in a Twitter poll late last year that Ukraine should cede Crimea to Russia and make other concessions as part of a peace deal. Former president and deputy secretary of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, praised Musk's decision not to allow Ukraine to use Starlink for the attack last year. If what Isaacson has written in his book is true, then it looks like Musk is the last adequate mind in North America. If that is even remotely true, we are fucked beyond belief. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the last part of the quote. Or, at the very least, in gender-neutral America, he's the one with the balls. Medvedev added. Oh, God. The Russians are so unserious about Elon Musk that not only could they not bring themselves to call him smart and like play to his ego, they took the opportunity instead to shit on trans people in America. Amazing. Amazing. It's almost like I don't know, it's almost like Russia's very transphobic or something. Okay, and one last part of this story. Here's a I'm just gonna quote Dylan Burns, who's friend of the show, Dylan Burns, former host of the Hippy Dippy debate panel, and who is currently on the ground in Ukraine, covering the conflict. Here's what he has to say. Okay, he retweeted a correspondent for the outlet FT, the Financial Times. I don't know why I said FT. He quoted a correspondent from the Financial Times who said Musk gave biographer confidential texts from Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov without seeking permission, revealing exchanges over the entrepreneur restricting Starlink service to thwart Kyiv's military. Dylan adds here, Elon Musk has managed in under 2 years to completely 180 his image among the Ukrainian public. At the start of the 2022 invasion, after sending Starlink terminals to Ukraine, Ukrainians loved the support. He even got his face on a billboard in Odessa with other celebrities that supported Ukraine. Now, outside of a few guys in the tech sector, most Ukrainians are fed up with him. From him lying about his call with Putin, his childish peace plan proposals, and him cutting Starlink services for soldiers actively fighting in battles on the front without warning, he has spoiled his reputation here. They even took down the billboard with his face on it. He is not a peacemaker or a diplomat or Tony Stark saving the day. He's another tech bro who thinks he has the solution to everything, even problems he doesn't fully understand. Which is absolutely true. That it is a spot-on analysis from Dylan. But also, like, again, it is the audacity of a capitalist dipshit to look at this as an opportunity to hawk his Starlink technology, his goods and services, and to use the suffering of a country to do so. And not only that, but to actively take steps to prolong their suffering. And then have the audacity to be like, oh, well, you guys just didn't think to try and broker a peace deal. As if all the countries involved don't have constant communication with each other to try and bring an end to this conflict. It is the same as lefties who are like, you know, I don't support the war in Ukraine because I really think we should be coming to a peace deal. I really think we should be putting strings attached to the stuff we're sending to Ukraine. We do have strings attached. We are in the process of negotiating. It's just that the Russian end of the negotiation is give us all of Ukraine and the Donbass. And also, you know, it'd be really nice if you unilaterally surrendered and just gave us all of your territory. This is not a proposal that Ukraine or Ukrainians can do. They can't surrender their entire country to a dictator, an authoritarian dictator who is invading their country purely for blood and soil reasons. Like, Putin gave a speech where he essentially said, we're rebuilding the Soviet Union. We need to recapture the glory of the empire. So it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to see this recycled and rehashed over and over and over and over again, and that still see he has so many sycophants who are absolutely up his asshole, saying that, oh, he's just such a brilliant little tech guy. He's such a brilliant little tech rascal. When the reality is he's just a dipshit suffering from the same mental anguish and inbreeding that the Habsburgs did, you know? Hello, Raiders! My dude, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Riverboat Jack. I talk about the news and politics. And I'm talking about a lot of different things. We have so much content to cover today. We've been going for 4 hours, but we're going to continue going strong. How y'all doing? What'd you guys talk about? Hello, Emmy Cakes. Hello, Firehawk Siren. Hello, Tanuki Not Kintama. Hello, Hewitt. Hewitt. I'm going to go with Hewitt. Hello. Howdy. How y'all doing? Hey, Chaotic Kitten. Also, if you want to be in the if you want to be in the on-screen chat, you can come to riverboat.gg and participate over there. But up to you. You look really nice today. Thank you. Chat unlocked my makeup, and I don't know. I just took this really plain kind of Wednesday Addams style dress and put a little bow on it. It makes me even fancier. What'd you guys talk about on the stream with my dude? Katie Cat, hello. I'm glad you like it. Looking forward to my first bowl of borscht in Kyiv again once the war is over. There, I got it out. Hey, Trans Girl Jade, how you doing? I've just been raging tonight. There are so many news stories going on that are making me mad. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. I did not anticipate the Jimmy Dore Cornell West interview to make me as mad as it did. But even though it made me furious, the fact that it ended with Jimmy Dore hawking brain pills and like COVID like natural remedies and saying that dandelion extract cured his friend of cancer was kind of a chef's kiss. Like, I felt like that was like some sort of karmic justice happening, you know? Hey, Cather Queen. Clearly you guys will have to fight to the death. I'm sorry. The spears are in the corner of the room. I'm good. Best of luck to the winner. Jimmy Dore is going to make money getting people killed. Oh, he's not going to. He is getting money getting people killed. Like, one of his primary political positions is to get people to not believe medical science. So, you know. All right. Let's... Oh, one last thing. Kind of the cherry on top of all of this. Elon Musk is now saying that he bought Twitter because his daughter was trans. I kid you not. I kid you not. From the Telegraph, Elon Musk reveals Twitter takeover driven by woke mind virus that infected his trans daughter. Tech tycoon uses interview to open up about his battle for social media giant, as well as his concerns at full communist family member. He's literally saying the reason he blew tens of billions of dollars is because his trans daughter fucking hated him. He's like, oh, it's Twitter's fault that my daughter is trans. Time to blow $20 billion. I thought it was an exaggeration. Nope. She went beyond socialism to being a full communist and thinking that anyone rich is evil, Musk said. Which is... frankly funny as fuck. If anything, hats off to the daughter of Elon Musk. I don't know what her name is, or I would say it, but I think she has single-handedly redistributed more wealth than most human beings do in their entire lifetimes. Like she has absolutely shifted billions of dollars around, and that is honestly hats off to her, you know? Elon Musk's trans daughter single-handedly revealing that he is not a smart businessman. He doesn't have coherent plans. He's just like, that thing bad. I'm a destroy it. And that's what he did. And instead, he just tilted against windmills, and he's currently bleeding out all of his monetary worth. It's evaporated. Yeah, but you know what? I think Elon Musk having $20 billion evaporated from his net worth is probably a net benefit for society.